everyone, it's Nat here. I'm on with this month's Mixed Media Challenge that's set by Crafty Dork in Paper Possibilities Crazy Crafters Facebook group. So as you can see, I've got my big gel plate out and I've got some black cardstock. And that's the list of the prompts. Now, there's 10 prompts, so we've got use 2 stencils, lace, texture, draw geometric shapes, use Gelli Print, start with a black page, splatter, brayer, magazine cutout and glitter. So I'm just going through and showing you some of the bits and pieces that I intend on starting with. So I did get some paint on my gel plate and I spread it all out and I did some prints, and then I went to clean it and realised that I hadn't taken the acetate off. So here I am starting again. So I'm spreading out some of this blue satin matte paint and some pink satin matte paint. It's just acrylic paint. And I also add some yellow, and then I'm just spreading it out to sort of blend it together and try and get a background colour that I might be happy with. So once I've done that, I grab my black cardstock, because we had to start with a black base, and I just press it down gently all over to try and get some colour onto it. So I think that looks pretty good. So I grabbed another piece just to use up some of the leftover paint and see which one that I liked the most. But I ended up liking the darker, more uniform one the best. So once that dried, I grabbed my texture paste. So that's Deco Art Dimensional Texture Paste, and just some of my purple acrylic paint. And I mix these together. It was hard to mix it together. It took a while just to make sure there wasn't any white left in it. And then I use my palette knives over a stencil, because we've got to use 2 stencils in this project. So I've got this Tim Holtz stencil that has these sort of geometric squares. And as we have to draw geometric shapes, I thought I would cheat. And we have to do texture as well. So I thought I could do them both by using this stencil, as you'll see further on. So I'm just, using the palette knife to spread my mixture of texture paste and purple paint over the stencil, trying to keep it sort of uniform, spreading it like butter, and it's looking pretty good. Now, I should have let that first lot dry before I went on with the second bit, but I was impatient, so because that part of the stencil up the top there does ruin a bit of what I've already done, but I was able to sort of tidy it up a little bit, so it's not too bad. So I was happy with the outcome in the end. I did drag out the heat gun and dry it off properly afterwards though, or else I would have made a mess of it while I was doing all the next steps. So there I am, just smoothing out a few of the rough bits I created. So once that's dry, it is time to figure out where I want to put my magazine cutout. Now I found this beautiful lady. So I decided what I'd do is trace around her onto a piece of paper, then cut around that. That way I could stick the paper, or just put the paper where I want her on my background piece, so that when I'm doing further stenciling I won't get any paint or mess onto my actual magazine cutout, was my thought. But I don't think I did get any on the paper, so I was pretty neat with it in the end. But it helped me see where I wanted to put my next lot of stenciling. Usually I just go and do stuff and I make a mess of everything, so I thought I'd try and be a bit more careful. So I figured out the placement there, and I've got this stencil that has all these different words on it, and I thought that would be cool to use around her. And I'm just using the blue and pink acrylic paints that I used for the background. And what I've got is some of your cleaning sponges. I use them in the kitchen, do my dishes. I just cut pieces out of them to use for my stenciling a lot of the time. And what I do is get a bit of paint onto the corners and the edges so I can get that into all the little nooks and crannies. I've learnt to blot it off though, because I used to put a whole heap of paint on and it would just go everywhere. So I'm getting a little better. So I'll wipe my stencil off in between just so I don't move paint all over the page. So I decided to do a couple of different words in different sizes and the 2 different colours. Just fills up the page nicely. I'm still such a newbie with my mixed media, so it's all trial and error. A lot of error, especially with my gel plate faux pas at the start. So I've chosen the big word imagine to put down the side there because I think that's a nice one. I did initially cut out some magazine words to put on this, but I think this the stenciling looks much nicer. So I hope you're all doing well. It's quite nice weather here in South Australia at the moment, so trying to get the gardening done, and I've been doing heaps of washing and dishes today. So I thought I'd dash in and do a voiceover for this one. Yeah, because of my big accident with my gel plate and everything, if I left that all in, it would have been an hour or 2 long, the video. So thought I'd speed some bits up, take most of that out for you, admit my mistake, and show the rest. So we all make mistakes, but that one was a good one. I kind of like the prints I did with the acetate better though, so that says something. So initially I was just going to do a couple of words, but I decided to, I think I did 5 or 6 of them here. I really love the colours of the paints that I chose. They go nicely with the lady. So I'm just flicking it upside down now because it's much easier for me to put the next word on without smudging the ones that I've already done. I did find a picture of a lizard. I was going to do it all black and brown and put this picture of a lizard or something on there, but another lady in the group did a beautiful mixed media piece with sort of like a black and white lady and then colourful flowers around her head, and I loved that. So it sort of inspired me when I saw the picture that I did end up choosing to do something a little more colourful. So the texture paste and the gel plate, then it's a 9 by 11 gel plate, I picked up at Auntie Vera Scrap and Craft. Not sure if she still has them, but I know she does have other gel plates and that there. So you can always ask her if you can't find what you're looking for to see if she's able to get it in. And most of my paints are ones that I've picked up through the op shop or the cheap shops when I've been in there. So I think this is the last word that I do down here. And I really like the way they look, but they don't stand out a lot. So I stuck the magazine cutout down with my Helmar's glue, and I'm showing you here a Stabilo oil pencil because off camera I must forget to press play, and what I did was go around the outside of the picture with the Stabilo oil. So I'm sort of showing you what I did, and then I wet my finger with my wipe and just smudged the Stabilo oil around her. Made her stand out nicely. Now here is a black Signo pen. It's a black sort of gel pen. I have a black and white one that I got from the local newsagents. Now I decided to draw around a few of the squares here as we had to draw geometric shapes. And if I drew them, you know, by my own hand, freestyle, they probably wouldn't have turned out very well. So I thought, well, why not cheat? Because these are geometric shapes sort of, and just go around them and draw around them. So I ended up doing 5 or 6 of them, I think, in the black. It didn't really stand out very well, but I thought that's good because I'd probably make a mess if I tried to make them stand out. So that was my thinking at the start there. I try to do all the prompts that I'm given. Occasionally I swap one out. We're allowed to do 2 swaps. So, yeah, and if we haven't got something, of course, we can replace it with something else and that. But I do try to do as much of the prompts as I can just to challenge myself. But it's funny when you don't like one of the prompts how you can sort of fit it in some different way where it's not so obvious. So, or stick something over the top of it, that's even better. So Jeanette did pull out glitter, which is on the list as well, and I absolutely hate glitter. So it's like, what can I do for that one? I was going to ditch that one. So there's my white Signo gel pen. And I decided to outline, I was going to outline just 1 or 2 of the words. So I'll go around the letters here with it. And it just makes them pop out a whole lot more, and it looks much, much better. So I thought I'd do the discover and the imagine, but then I kept looking at the words and thinking, well, I think to even it out, I should do this one, and maybe I'll do that one. And in the end, I ended up doing all of the words. But yeah, definitely like the way it looks. So it was my first time also using a Stabilo all and smudging it. The wet wipe I used was pretty gross looking because that was used to clean off my gel plate. So, but I do let them dry out, and I keep them to try and make something out of my awful coloured wet wipes. So there you see I've gone around most the words there. And then I decide why not try one of my geometric squares with my white Signo pen as well. And I really do like the way that turned out. It stands out a lot more, and it balances out the picture since I've got the white around the words as well. So again, I do about 5 or 6 squares like that. So here I found some, it's Kindy Glitz, I think it's called. So it must be a kid's style glitter glue. And I thought, that's it, that's going to be my glitter element. I hate glitter because it gets everywhere. So if it's in glue form, it doesn't seem as bad. So I thought I'd try that. So I've got some pink and some cherry red there. So with the pink, I decided to put that on her cheeks firstly. Now I've got some of your cotton tips there because I do like applying it and spreading it out with the cotton tips. I didn't want it really thick and glittery. I just wanted a little bit of a hint. And then I decided to put some on her lips, and it looks like glitter gloss, which looks pretty cool. And I also put some on, just a little bit on all the little pink flowers. It's real subtle, so it'd be hard for you to see. And then I decide I actually don't like what I put on her cheeks, so I wipe it off. But I'm glad I did because I liked it a lot better without it on her cheeks. Usually I'd just leave it and go, oh well, but yeah, I'm learning how to try and remove things if I don't like them or change them. So now I tried the darker cherry red, but I haven't used this glitter glue before. I got it secondhand, and it does not want to come out of the bottle. And I don't think I can actually open the lid. I don't think it comes off, so I gave up on that. And I had this other glitter glue, which was more of a purple colour, so I decided to use that. And I used that on the darker purple flowers. So here's some, I think it's Nouveau spray. It's a blue, and it's absolutely beautiful. So we did have to do some splatter, so I decided to try splattering that, which worked really well, and I just put a little bit here and there. I was doing really well too, and then right at the end I got it on my model and realised I didn't really like it being on her, so then I had to wipe those little droplets off. So I'm just showing a bit of lace because that was one of the prompts. So I stuck a little bit of lace just at the bottom of her dress there to finish it off. And I really love the way it turned out. There are the prompts. I'll put them down below just in case you want to give it a go. Hope you enjoyed that. Take care and have fun. See you later.